am Kamea of House Urano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coronadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great Mechwarriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
Hello everyone, I'm Mal, and welcome to my BattleTech Let's Play. This is not my first time playing BattleTech. Just for point of reference, this game released in 2018 by Harebrained Schemes, and I've been playing it off and on, actually even before it was released publicly. And I didn't do a Let's Play right away because, first off, there was a lot of saturation on YouTube, a lot of Let's Plays. And I felt like, you know what, I'm going to wait for the game to mature a little bit, let the first couple of patches come out, because there were some bugs and some speed issues with some of the animations and things, which have been resolved. So now I'm really, really looking forward to playing this through with all of you. If you know my channel at all, you know that a big part of it for me is experiencing these games with, you know, my friends, which I consider large numbers of the community to be that. So I'm excited to play this with you guys. Now, if you're not familiar with BattleTech, I'll talk about the history as we go through. The setting for this particular game takes place, as you can see here, in the Oregon Reach, which is part of what's called the Periphery. So in the BattleTech lore, the Inner Sphere, which used to be, you saw in kind of the opening scenes there, the Inner Sphere, which is basically the large sections of space closest to originally what was Earth, right? Formed what was called the Star League, and there was this massive expansion out to the edges of space. Technology advanced, everything advanced, and then there has been a series of what's called the Succession Wars, and the 5 major houses all sort of like went to war over different disputes about what was going to happen when the Star League broke up. There were some other things that happened too, but we'll get into that as we go. So this takes place in the Oregon Reach, which is a small fiefdom or kingdom in what's called the Periphery, which is, as the name would suggest, is sort of on the edge of the Inner Sphere space. And we're helping House Urano. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so decades ago, your family came from the Reach. We're gonna say that we came from the Deep Periphery. Okay, so General Alexander Kerensky led the remnants of the Star League Defense Force into the Deep Periphery, disappearing from the Inner Sphere and from recorded history. So just note this real quick. So this particular campaign is what they call pre-clan. I'm sure there's going to be expansions and DLCs down the road that will introduce that, where this General Kerensky his people come back to the Inner Sphere. But this is before that. So I think, if I remember correctly, this is 3025. So the tech and the houses and everything is based on that. Okay, so we're going to select that. Let's see. Though immigrants of the Argon Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system at the edge of Argon space. By the time you were born, family had become a de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's title, and ancestral battle mech, an old Blackjack BJ-1. So battle mechs, though we'll see a lot of that in this game, are actually relatively rare, particularly in this time frame and the tech to support them. So what's happened over time is that, and it's reflected in the gameplay, is that mechs are not usually 100%. They, a lot of them are kind of wonky because not everything works, and they're not, it's not like they just came out of the factory line, right? Because many of them are decades old, and as the name suggests here, heirs to the family's titles and ancestral battle mech. So you think about that, that would be like kind of like in a medieval or fantasy setting, being handed down your family's armor or some kind of special sword that was crafted or something like that. Think of it kind of in that vein. So it's kind of a big deal that you came from a family that even had a battle mech. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Succession Wars whose parents hired on for a season to train you as a Mechwarrior. Raju's strict but capable warrior quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. So here, when we're picking these things, one, it does affect not so much the gameplay, but it does affect like the flavor. Kind of as the story progresses, you'll have different responses based on the background you choose, and then it also affects what your starting stats are. So like you can see over here, you were exiled. A little story blip about that. You get +1 gunnery, +1 tactics. Or your family was betrayed, which from a story perspective is the one I like because I think it's kind of cool. And it gives you +1 gunnery and +1 guts. Let's see if actually, do any of them give you... Family died in an accident, +1 piloting, +1 guts. I'm trying to decide if I want to build my personal Mechwarrior, me, as a long-range or short-range combatant. I think I'll go with long-range, actually. Which means I need to focus on, really, gunnery. Any of the ones with gunnery would be the way to go. Not that this makes a huge difference. You were exiled? Once promising scion of your family, you committed an unforgivable transgression or sentenced to life in exile. You stole away... Oh, I took the blackjack and ran off, huh? You know what? This is actually kind of cool. I'll take this. Okay. And then, what did you do? I like the gladiator one. Yeah, you took your skills as a Mechwarrior to the famed arena planet of Solaris 7, where you eked out a living as a gladiator. Yeah, I'll take that. You were a low-level champion down on your luck, and one bad fight away from the gutter until Raju heard about you. He trekked all the way out to Solaris to offer you passage back to the Argon Reach, and a job with House Arano's Royal Guard. So you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral battle jack for guard duty on the coronation day of Lady Kamea Arano. Alright. So my call sign is obviously going to be Mal. First name will be Jay. Last name will be Evelyn. And she, they, he. Yep. That'll be he. Yeah, this guy looks okay. And then you can, like, customize whatever you want. Yeah, I don't need any makeup. Tattoo? Nah, how about a different scar? Oh, wait, that last one looked kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. That works. Clothing. Oh. Man, they did give quite a few customizable options here. That, I don't know. That looks pretty cool. Let's do that. Okay, next. So here's our background then. Decades ago, your family came from the Argon Reach from the deep periphery. Day of your 16th birthday, you were exiled for unforgivable transgressions, because we're scumbags. And then out on your own, you fell into the life of a Solaris gladiator. Okay, so we've got +4 gunnery, +2 piloting, +3 tactics, +2 guts. And I'll go through these as we move through the game and explain these in more detail. The High Lord, Madiarano II, is dead. The Oregon Reach left at an uncertain crossroad. Once prosperous, it's now a kingdom in decline, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Lord Santiago Espinosa, brother-in-law to the late High Lord, is convinced that the slow-moving Council of Founding Houses must be dissolved. His proposed directive would constrict their house guard and centralize power under a single throne. However, the High Lord's heir, Lady Camilla Arano, is determined to rebuild the Reach without transforming into an authoritarian state. She refuses to enact her uncle's directives and has rebuked his vehement pleas to reconsider. You can kind of see where this is going, right? On the morning of Lady Arano's ascension to the throne, her loyal captain of the guard, Raju Mastiff Montgomery, makes preparations to escort her safely to the coronation procession that awaits her in Cordia City.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, so this first little, kind of whatever, prelude acts sort of as the tutorial, so I'll just kind of go through this as quickly as I can. Okay, Mal, I had Espinosa refit yards, rush repairs on your blackjack. Looks like it's all in one piece. We should run some diagnostics just to be sure. Standard field test, you know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you about the job I brought you out here to do. Now, do me a favor. Get the BATTLETECH moving. Let's see if there's any kinks in the actuators.
I'll come right out and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's gonna be more to this job than escort duty.
Oh, there's gonna be more to this job than escort duty, huh? Alright. He wasn't completely honest with us. Brought you here because there's something wrong in the capital. It's been too quiet since High Lord Tamade's funeral. I'm worried about Lady Camilla's safety during her coronation procession. Anyway, looks like your actuators check out. Let's conduct a weapons test. Target one of those burnt-out urban mechs and open fire.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything. But my gut tells me something's off. And a warrior trusts their instincts.
Okay, they're not usually that squishy, just so you know. It's just because it's the tutorial. Good shot, your guns are working. Yeah, it was standing there with no armor and not moving, so. I've been training Lady Arano since she was 14 years old. She can be naive at times and proud, but I have no doubt that she'll make a just and effective leader. It's on us to see her safely to Corada. What is it, Corada? Corada, excuse me. Corada City. I'll rest easier once she's in the capital, with her cousin Victoria by her side. Lady Victoria, well, she's been training under me for a single season, but she's already shaped herself into one of the strongest mech warriors I've ever seen. Reminds me a lot of you, truth be told. Anyway, we should run a check on your targeting computer. Okay, let's do that.
Camilla is like a daughter to me, and her late father, High Lord Tamati.
Fire at the target in the forest. Okay, I can do that. So you can see here, these are the different weapon loadouts for this particular mech. So Blackjack's got 2 AC2s, which I'll get into this stuff more as we progress through the campaign, but there's different types of weapon classes. So we've got a bunch of lasers on here, which are energy based. Then these AC2s are autocannons, so think of them as like firing big tank shells, essentially. Or something similar, depending on the autocannon you're firing. And our percentage to hit. And they have different kinds of effects. Like the autocannons can create stability damage on a mech and contribute to making it fall down. Like I said, we'll get into that as we go through. Let's go ahead and kill this thing. Oh, this one's actually got armor. Okay.
Victoria pulls no punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
There we go.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Nice shot. Now that I know you're familiar with... Now, I know you don't... I don't know... There we go. How familiar you are with Aragon politics, but the Reach has been badly shaken by the High Lord Tiamat's death and needs smooth transfer of power. Kamea belongs on the... Cormorant throne. There we go. I got it. Go ahead and fire up your jet. Yep. Okay. Jump jets. Got it.
Engaging jump jets.
Jump jets. Now, not every mech has those, and you do sacrifice things. That's one of the things that's really cool about BattleTech in particular, is that everything is sort of a trade-off, right? You can have more armor, but it's going to take up tonnage that your mech can support. He's telling us we're overheated. We'll go get in the water. But then you're going to give up something else, be it weapons or heat dissipation or what have you. There isn't time to get your jump jets replaced, right? We're going to have to make do without them. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. All right, now we're going to melee attack this guy. Okay. Headbutt to the torso.
Push that engine, kid. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
But they really did a good job, in my opinion, with the mech customization in this game. And once we get the ability to take a look at our mech bay and whatnot, I'll start going through that and showing you guys that. But it's pretty fun to experiment with different builds. Congratulations, your blackjack is combat ready as it can be. Okay. Alright, it's time to move out. Lady Arano is waiting for us at the mech bay. Alright.
Display, Sir Raju. Of course, this Mechwarrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
Full throttle.
I'll explain the basics of the UI as well. Okay, Victoria Espinosa. For the time being, my father summoned me to Picton Docks. I have a fleet inspection and a tour of the family refit yards to preside over before the coronation. Behold the responsibilities of a noble daughter, a fraught with tedium that never runs dry. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire Reach. Give my best to your father. Bold words, cousin, but only victory they'll be celebrating is mine. You'll be ascending the throne today, but my Kaga is more than a match for the family heirloom that you call a battle mech, and in the arena, I reign supreme. We'll see, cousin, we'll see. At any rate, okay, their banter back and forth.
Mission success.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the Great Expansion. I was just a boy then. Proudly we went forth, bringing the light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters, and the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Arano will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
Interface initiated.
I'm going to miss this, Raju. The clarity of purpose that I feel in the cockpit of a battle mech. The simplicity of it. But there are... Oh, just up ahead, the city gates. And my future all laid out before me. Wait, what's that smoke? A guard post. One of the small ones. Dots on the road leading to the capital. But the emergency band's been quiet all morning. I haven't heard anything about any fire.
This is damned odd, and I don't like it. Kid, keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the interface. So you can see I've got Mastiff's mech selected. This top bar right here, let me zoom in. This top bar right here, gray portion indicates his internal structure, and all of the white indicates the armor on the mech. And then it's broken down even further by section. You're far, far weaker in the rear armor, so you want to make sure that you don't get flanked. And when you're going through combat, and you'll see me do this often, if certain areas start getting stripped off, you actually want to angle your mech, you know, in a way that would be advantageous to sort of spread around damage. If you use proper tactics, you can take on forces significantly stronger than yours if you're just smart about it. And I like how they implemented a lot of things in combat. Down below, you've got attack, move. So move would be just to go like one set, and sprint would be to go two. Kind of like in XCOM where you've got a blue move or a yellow move to dash. It's basically the same kind of setup. If you sprint, you can go further, but then you have no move that particular turn. We'll go ahead and sprint.
I'm moving.
And we'll sprint everyone.
I'm on it.
We're out of combat currently, so sprint is on by default. Do you think it was an accident? No, no chance.
Whatever's happening here, I won't let it derail your coronation. Your people need you.
Thank you, Raju. I will prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Tell me what you need. Acknowledged. I'm moving.
Okay, we'll send Mastiff down here. And we'll send the other two mechs up here on the ridge. Okay, these chevrons right here, the more of these that you have, the higher your evasive is. So basically the tougher it is that you are to hit. Different weapons have different ranges. So what comes into effect is anything blocking or obscuring your view. Does the target have any evasion chevrons? What size is the target? Because there's different classes of mechs. You know, all of those things factor in. And then if you get an additional evasion bonus, or if you've got cover, all these things factor into whether or not you can get hit. So like if I go here, I would get 1 chevron of evasion bonus. If I ran all the way up here, he would get 4, which is what we're going to do. And like I said, as we go through, we'll get into more detail on this. Like over here, you can see I've got 2 chevrons and then something that looks like a little arrowhead. That's actually a tree, indicating that this point right here gives cover. Let's see, are we actually going to be able to get down this hill? Because I don't remember. I think so. Let's go over here.
Copy that.
Oh, don't mind that building. Just stepping through. You'll notice that too as we go through. Is just like just randomly raffle stomping buildings. Like, don't mind us.
On my way.
I'll make it happen.
So what do we got over there? It's like a panther. Yeah, what do we got? A panther and what? A shadowhawk. Okay, now this, I was talking about this earlier. Now, do you see here on the Shadowhawk how that gray bar is full, but then the armor, it's like, it's like partial? It's because these mechs are in poor maintenance, and what you'll find is that a lot of your opponents are that way. As the campaign progresses, we'll fight tougher and tougher targets at better maintained battle mechs, and the difficulty ramps up. That is one of the main ways that it ramps up, actually. Okay, let's just move. Hail, Mastiff. Hail, Lady Orano. We're preparing for Lady Orano's coronation parade when we got word of disturbance along the Cormount Road. A guard post has been attacked. Sir Raju found evidence of laser fire. Is the road behind you clear? Aye, all the way to the southern gate. Lead the way, Sir Raju. We'll be behind you and guard your six. Tell me something, guardsmen. If the road is clear, why are your battle mechs damaged? Our mechs are overdue for maintenance, but that isn't important right now. We need to worry about Lady Orano's safety. Nobody, my lady. Now, my lady, if you would come with us. No, you're lying to us. You think? It's my coronation day. No mech tech would be sent out for parade duty in that condition. I am your sovereign, sir. You will tell me what happened here. Damn it, girl, we don't have time for this. Take them. Kill the old man and the Mechwarrior. But take Lady Orano alive.
Fall back, Kamea. Get behind us.
You didn't train me to power rush.
That's not gonna do anything. He's entrenched and he's a heavier mech than you. You're silly.
That was sloppy, lad.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so you have combat phases you'll see here at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's based on your class of mech. So basically how fast they are. These are your initiate phases, right? And then what kind of training that you have. There are ways to lower your initiative value based on certain specs that you can take. Alright, so Mastiff is up first. And you know what? Just go ahead and punch this guy in the face since he was kind enough to walk up to us.
To hell with the weapon.
Okay, so left arm destroyed, left torso destroyed. He lost his evasion bonus. It's merely a flesh wound. Can you here? I don't need that. Thank you.
You have my attention.
We could melee again, but she's in a Kentaro, so actually we'll end up doing more damage. We just move up point blank and shoot this guy in his face. Though punching things is awfully fun, I have to admit. Okay, we're gonna now. This is kind of interesting to show you. So these weapons, excuse me, these weapons are all relatively short and medium range. And then you have this right here, LRM-5, which is long-range missile rack with 5 shells in it, or excuse me, 5 rockets in it. But because it's close, we're getting a penalty because it's too close. So we're just going to turn that off. And you can see over here, this little bar indicates our total heat. So as mechs, run around and fight and fire their weapons, they build up heat. If you exceed your heat threshold, you actually take internal damage and you have to shut down for a turn, which can be problematic. You're standing there with no power. So something you want to keep an eye on. Okay, so that guy's particle projection cannon was in his right arm, so that thing can effectively do nothing now. Pretty much, anyway. Now, see I'm moving here, and I can angle that white arc out there. Indicates what my firing range is going to be. So basically the torso twist of the mech. So I'm going to move out like this, and I have a red line, which means I've got clear line of fire to that Panther, and I've got a clear line of fire to that Shadowhawk. So I'm going to move up. And then we're going to check our percentages. Yeah, the AC2s are 30% to hit because they have extreme range, so we're actually going to fire out here and start working on this guy.
All weapons committed.
Okay, stripped his armor, did some internal damage.
Talk to me.
ahead and punch this guy. Can't believe this thing is still alive. Well, whatever. It lost its legs, so now it's going to fall down. Which means now we can take called shots against it. It's completely vulnerable and has no defense.
Make me do that, son. Damn you. Barely a scratch.
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, did we actually get the... Oh, I guess we got the kill. Alright. I didn't realize that we did. Okay. Well, let's move up on this guy then.
Locked in on the target.
Oh, man. Yeah, when they're... These guys were, I don't know if they were poorly maintained or if it's, you know, they had already been in combat so their armor was stripped off, but yeah. When you don't have armor, it's bad news bears for you as a Mechwarrior. Okay, turn off the AC2s.
I've got your back.
Move Mastiff up there. This guy will be done. Turn off his LRM.
Roger.
Oh yeah, there we go. So satisfying.
That's one less hostile on the field.
Kamea, can you hear me? Alexander, we were just attacked. The Royal Guards. My own guardsmen tried to take me prisoner. It's happening here too. The Royal Guards are killing one another in the halls. Lord Cardasa's house guard was just gunned down in front of me. The tourney pavilion is slaughterhouse. I won't let these seditions, or whoever they are, steal my birthright. We need to get every loyalist we can to make a push to the capital. I'll take my throne by force if I must. Go to the Rotura township, to the armory. Your soldiers are using it as a rallying point. I heard Lord Decimus sent his guard there a few minutes ago. Someone's here. I have to move. Rally what forces you can and meet me at the tourney grounds. Be safe. You heard him, Mastiff. We go there, rally our fighters, and march on the southern gate. Kamea, I know that you and Lord Madria are friends, but we can't just take what you told you on faith. Right now, we don't know who we can trust. In this case, we do. Alexander is my closest friend and confidant for as long as I can remember. His loyalty is beyond question. I trust him with my life and yours. Now take me to the armory. As you command, my lady.